We call first and foremost for the protection of civilians and civilian infrastructure to minimize the suffering and to reduce the scale of damage from this conflict. No amount of humanitarian aid will ever replace lives lost. Parties to the conflict must uphold international humanitarian law. Second, we urge the international community to provide additional and sustained assistance for this crisis. Given the number of other pressing humanitarian emergencies happening around the world, from Afghanistan to those suffering from drought in the Horn of Africa, it is essential that new funding for this crisis not come at the response of others responding to these other situations. Furthermore, this funding must be flexible as possible to ensure humanitarian actors on the ground are able to respond to dynamic changes in the conflict and assist people accordingly. We must concentrate on funding relief operations for refugees who manage to cross a border and for the significantly higher number of people in need of aid who remain inside Ukraine, whether in government or non-government controlled areas. Mercy Corps also urges the prioritization of cash assistance to those impacted by this conflict, to give them the dignity of choice as they determine their most urgent needs. Third, we call on international donors to utilize the expertise of and directly fund local organizations who have contextual knowledge and deep roots in communities, both inside Ukraine and in refugee-receiving countries. The vibrant civil society in the region should be supported throughout this crisis response. Finally, we urge all countries involved to quickly address the bureaucratic and administrative impediments that too often thwart humanitarian response. These include addressing any visa and registration challenges for humanitarian workers, delays in accessing populations in need, and providing mechanisms to deconflict humanitarian activities with the range of armed actors on the ground. We hope rapid efforts can be made, especially in providing a corridor for humanitarian actors and convoys of essential food and medical supplies to get in and out of the area. The time to act is now. We must move forward decisively as one united humanitarian community. With this flash appeal, we call on donor governments to supply the essential funding required to catalyze a humanitarian response at the scale that this fast-moving crisis in Ukraine and in the broader region demands. We also urge all countries involved to take the necessary actions to ensure humanitarian actors can operate unimpeded and mount a rapid and effective response. Thank you.